What's up, guys? So I promised you guys I would do a second Q&A. So it was kind of like when I first started and I did a Q&A, it was kind of just the very start of everything. And it was kind of before I built a fan base. But now, things have changed. Things have grown so fast. So I thank you guys so much for the amazing support. And I posted a picture about a week ago and got almost 100 comments. So thank you guys. It is overwhelming. And I love you guys. So today is Sunday, I think the 26th. 26th?
Yes.
Okay, 26th. So in exactly 3 days.
No, today's 27th.
27th. Okay, so on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, I don't know what the date that is, but this coming Wednesday, I will be going to California, traveling to SoCal, and I'm going to be within the Arcadia area and Santa Anita area, everything like that. So if you guys are from California and you know the demographics of everything, then meet me out there because I will be at the Gold's Gym in Santa Anita Mall. I'm going to start training there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, guys. So hit me up on Instagram or leave a comment in the comment section below to let me know if you guys want to meet up and just to get a small training session in. So if you live out there, let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section below. So here we go. My girlfriend's going to ask me... Sorry, I kind of lost my voice over the weekend. But my girlfriend's going to ask me a series of questions. Obviously, you guys see she has the phone. I don't have the phone. I don't know what question she's going to ask me. It's picked at random. So here we go. Let's get started, guys.
Do you have another job or are you 100% in fitness?
No. Actually, yes, sorry. Yes, I do have another job. I don't really like to reveal that, but it is like a family business. So pretty much we do manufacturing and distribution of like restaurant supplies and manufacture all like plastic bags and stuff like that. But fitness is my ultimate kind of like dream to pursue. I don't really care about the money when it comes to fitness because I'm really in it to just inspire people. Like when we had that meetup, 2 weeks ago, that was like not 2 weeks ago, it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. That was probably one of the best days of my life. Just because, I'm only 4 months into the game, but all of a sudden, there's so many people that come up to me and shake my hand and tell me that they're inspired by me, which makes everything more worth it. So, fitness is definitely my passion in life, and I'm going to go above and beyond everything that I can, or in every single way that I can. Next question.
Sweet. What are your macros for the day?
Oh. So right now it is gain season, guys, so putting on just a bit of weight. I would say my macros, if I were to put it out there, I usually stay within this ballpark. So 65 to 70 grams of fat per day, 400 to 450 grams of carbs per day, and about 170 grams of protein per day.
Sweet. When you were a teenager, did you plan on being involved in fitness and online coaching?
Okay, fitness is kind of something that just rolled onto me accidentally. So I used to play golf in high school, and I was a really, really scrawny kid, and she can attest to that. I was very, very scrawny, just like a typical Asian kid. And, I played golf, and I got into it, and I played at a country club. And I just started by saying I wanted to hit the ball farther. So, as I got more and more into golf, it just kind of trickled down a little bit because I started going to the gym more and more and more, and I saw results. I did see results in hitting the ball farther, but all of a sudden fitness kind of just overtook golf, and just now I don't even have time for golf. So I do miss golfing. So some of my subscribers do know that I play golf. But fitness is definitely my thing, and that's kind of how I got into it. Online coaching, I don't do that yet because it's something that will come in the future, but I really don't have time for it yet. But a lot of you have been asking. Maybe someday in the future I will offer it, but just now it's not the right time.
Okay.
All right.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. Okay, right now, so I am 24 years old. April 11th, 1991. Born then. So remember my birthday, guys. So April 11th, 1991. But 5 years from now, I'll be 29 years old. And I want to say that, I want to be global, I want to be able to create a movement where I travel, to different expos or just different places around the world, and people know what Hoang Fit is. It's not, like I said, guys, it's not about the money. It's just about the movement. It's about the inspiration. So I want to be global, guys. So I want to create a brand where everyone knows. It's kind of like Alphalite, Christian and I are really close. So Alphalite is something that I'm helping him build as much as I can, because it's kind of where I'm starting. And Christian and I have a similar vision. So 5 years, that is where I want to be in terms of fitness. But in terms of everyday life, my own personal life, I want to be, very invested in my future. Meaning, my girlfriend and I have been dating for almost 7 years now. It's a long, long time. But, hopefully one day, yeah. But hopefully one day in the future, within the 5 year mark, we take our relationship to the next level. But we'll see. But we'll see how that goes, but it all, there's many factors in life that I really want to be able to stabilize before I do something that's, that turns into the next level. So 5 years, that's, two aspects of my life, but yeah, 5 years, long time from now, half a decade. So.
Okay. So I like this question.
Wait. Okay, so starting after this question, we're going to state who asked that question, because nobody else is getting credits so far. So
sorry.
We got to give people credit for the questions.
Okay, so I'll start this one.
Okay.
It says
is it focusing?
HVN Sun.
Okay, HVN Sun asked.
Any tips on balancing school, job, fitness?
Yeah, I did this a while ago. My last semester in college, I was very involved in school, meaning my fraternity life. And I did have full-time school as well, with work and with fitness. So it all boils down to how bad you want it. I woke up every day from, I woke up at around 4 a.m. every day to go to the gym. After the gym, I would do school, and then after that we would do some work stuff, and then after that we would do the extracurricular stuff at night. Would have meetings and stuff like that. So typically my day would start off at 4 a.m. Workout, then end around 12 to 1 a.m. every single day. So for that period of that entire semester, I think it was like 4 months, I only slept like 3 to 4 hours a day during the week. But in the weekends I slept, that's where I got my recovery sleep. So it all trickles down to how bad you want something, guys. So if you want it bad enough, you'll make time for it. A lot of people say that they don't have time for this or they don't have time for that, but there's always 100 excuses in the book. But find out one reason to really separate it and make everything more worth it, you guys.
Okay. This is a question from I am Drew Johnson. What's your favorite cheat meal?
Oh, I wouldn't say cheat meal, guys. That's really kind of like misconstrued now. Since there is the flexible dieting, the term flexible dieting, but I do understand your question. Cheat meal, I guess, as opposed to not tracking macros. So if I were to say not tracking macros, that meal, I would say like a buffet, just like go super all out. If you're going to do it, you might as well go big. So I go to a buffet or maybe an all you can eat sushi restaurant. Sushi, she loves sushi.
I love sushi.
And, that's, but I really do recommend that when you go to a cheat meal, quote unquote, that you hit at least 80% of your protein intake that day so that you're not under. And, protein's important, guys. So, next question.
Okay, so this is Leo Cannoli.
Leo Cannoli, biggest genetic strength and weakness. Oh my gosh, so obvious, guys, so obvious. Biggest weakness in general is calves. Calves, guys, calves, and my shoulders. Um, Calves and shoulders. If I had those two, I feel like I would never need to compete. I would never need to get shredded. But you gotta love your body. You gotta embrace it. You gotta embrace your strengths and weaknesses. My strength is definitely my back, guys. Obviously, you guys know. Strongest in terms of performance in the gym, and in terms of how my muscle looks. So strongest is definitely my back. So I would rate it like this. I would go back is the strongest, then I would go quads, then I would go chest, then I would go arms, then hamstrings, and then calves. So we'll just go straight like that. But yeah, guys, just learn to love your body. A lot of people are ashamed of their weaknesses, but everybody has a weakness, and that's what makes us so beautiful. You have to learn how to love your body, embrace it, and further embrace your strengths as well, guys. So.
This is from Addie.
Addie?
They want to know, do you plan on competing anytime soon?
Yes. I have competed quite a bit of times, guys, but I do plan on competing next year, 2016. So I typically diet for at least 6 months just because I love the gradual decrease, because it's a lot healthier for your body. And you're able to maintain a higher amount of caloric intake. So I plan on dieting in January, beginning of January. Very cliche because New Year's resolution, but that's not the point. But I want to get through the holidays, be able to enjoy it, and then start dieting in January. And then I think I would start competing in July all the way up to October, and then cut it out because November is Thanksgiving. Or maybe just a little bit before Thanksgiving, but I want to do at least 2 shows next year. Hopefully qualify for nationals and compete for my pro card. So, goal.
So this one is from Charles Jimenez.
Charles Jimenez.
And it says, if you had to be sent to a desert island with only 3
I read that question.
machines or weights with you, what would you take?
I read that question. Best question in the comment section. Best one. So Charles Jimenez, best one. If I were to take 3 workout pieces, one would be cable crossover, whatever. Cable crossover, because it is the most versatile piece of equipment, because you can go up and down in terms of height. There's a stack of weights you can adjust to, and you can use it for all different variations. You can hit every single muscle group in one piece of equipment. So cable crossover, definitely. Second, I would do dumbbells. So if I were to pick one weight with dumbbells, I would definitely go 90s. 90s is the perfect amount of weight for everything, I feel like. You can't do curls, but that's cable crossover. But everything else, 90s. And last piece of equipment is it's tough. Smith machine. So Smith machine. Oh no, I take that back. Because if there's no plates, you can't even do anything with the Smith machine. I don't know. Bench press, whatever. Bench press, third one. So cable crossover, then a 90-pound dumbbells and a bench press.
With no weight?
No, I can lay. I can lay on the bench press and do some dumbbell press, because if I have dumbbells but I don't have any benches, then I can't even press anything. Otherwise, it'd just be straight floor press. So just the bench. Don't need the barbell because that's 4 pieces. So bench, 90-pound dumbbells, and cable crossover. Boom, done.
Okay.
I love that
So
question.
next question is from Gerard Simmons Fitness.
Jared Simmons Fitness. Jared. Yeah.
Tips on staying lean on a walk. You seem to eat a lot of pizza, frozen yogurt. Take away any,
So I've been doing the whole flexible dieting thing for about 3 years now. That very into it, very big advocate of it. So I've learned, according to these years, how to really eyeball a lot of things. So since I'm in a bulk phase, I really don't use a scale consistently. I do it obviously very often, but when you go out to eat, you can't really track it too much. So I do go according to just based on my eye calculations, and train hard. Don't bullshit your training. Don't half-ass your training. Just go when you're in the gym. Give it 110%. You're there anyways. If you're there and you're gonna half-ass it, don't even be there. So if you're gonna go and do something, just go all out in everyday life, everything that you do. So train hard, eat big. Don't be afraid to get a little fat. If you're natural, it's going to be inevitable because you want to enjoy life, you want to enjoy everything. And if you get fat, who cares? Abs are overrated. Just be shredded on stage, guys. That's all that counts. So make your gains, enjoy life, train hard, and when you get on stage, just be shredded. That's it.
Okay. Next question is from Dominic Kabitak.
Dominic Kabitak.
How do you feel about breaking the Asian stereotype?
I get this a lot, guys. It's because, the Asian stereotype is very, very, very broad term in terms of, genetics on, muscles and stuff like that. Academics, that's, girlfriend, sister. Academics, I'm not these. Oh, my camera's about to die. Academics, I'm not the strongest in academics.
He did graduate.
I did graduate. I got a degree, and I'm not the smartest person when it comes to studying. But when it comes to everything else in terms of everyday life, common sense, I do have a ton of. But Asian stereotypes, I have a Mexican girlfriend.
Yeah.
Full blown Mexican, it's not an Asian girlfriend. I lift all the time.
Someone said you were white.
Yeah, I'm kind of whitewashing a bit. When I was in high school, all my friends were white.
And all my friends were Asian, so.
Obviously, you see, when I'm hanging out with the Alphalite crew, not a single person is Asian. I'm the only Asian one. So, that's a really broad term. You got to specify just a tad bit more. But, I lift. I don't play chess. Or I don't play tennis. I don't know how to play tennis. Never played in my life. I have a Mexican girlfriend, and I'm not smart academically, but common sense I am. So if you do business with me, I'm right there with you. So next question.
So I guess this one can tag along with that same question, and it's from She Fit Life.
She Fit Life.
Why did you choose fitness versus medicine or engineering?
Oh, that goes hand in hand. Yeah. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, not any of that stuff. It's just fitness. Fitness, like I said, guys, I got into it because of golf. But, as it grew more and more and more, and I involved myself more and more and more with people in everyday life that are surrounded by fitness, they were just such an inspiration to a lot of people, Christian and I weren't friends since childhood. We kind of grew into it because I was a subscriber to him. But, I just saw people like that so young, in just our age group that were able to inspire people all around the world. That really inspired me to do something like that. Everyone kept asking me, why don't you do it? And why don't you do this? And why don't you do that? It's because, fitness is something where you can literally change their whole entire life around. They can be someone who is very sick and not in the greatest health, but fitness is something that they can just watch your videos or they can just see your pictures, a quote that you throw on, and they can just turn their whole entire life around because of one video that you've done, or just something small that you've done, or something small that you said to them that just changed their whole entire life around. All right, guys. Okay, so if you do notice a bit of quality difference, it's because my camera died. I thought I charged it all day, but evidently not. So I was recording with the girlfriend's iPhone now. So switching topics, or not switching topics. Next question, but using the iPhone now, so I apologize for the quality difference, but we're gonna get through this, guys. We're going to get through this. So next question.
Okay. So next question is going to be from Belle Dandy Fit.
Belle Dandy Fit. Okay.
How long do you usually spend cutting?
So like I said, usually I go at least 6 months, meaning about 25 to 27 weeks. And then I kind of use that first show as my warm-up show, and then I kind of get more and more and more lean. And and this is because I really like to go gradual, very gradual. So I answered that question before, but I like to go gradual because it's better for your health and everything like that. So.
Okay. So this is from Chris Shatlock.
Mm-hmm.
What motivates you to be a better person every day, even though you know things might not go your way?
Okay, so I always tell Jess this. It's because I do this whole fitness thing is because it's freaking awesome, guys. You inspire so many people throughout life, and I have a lot of friends that come up to me that I really have not talked to in a while, or even I talk to on an everyday basis, and they really tell me that just like, Daniel, I'm so inspired by everything that you're doing, and all you're doing is really just working out, making videos, and sending messages, and it's just such a small thing that I'm doing that really changes their lives, and that makes me happy, So even when I'm having a bad day, it's kind of like I try not to, because at the end of the day, you don't know who you're inspiring, because it could be the person next to you, or it could be the person that you're on the phone with, or anybody in general. So you never know who you are inspiring, guys. So always be positive, always be happy, because you don't know who's watching you guys. So, and you only live once, and just be happy with what you got.
Sure. Okay, so this is from B. Cocker.
B. Cocker.
On a push day, how much volume or sets would you normally do on your triceps compared to your chest?
Okay, so in terms of my arms, my tricep is my stronger muscle group. So when it comes to push, I tend to do a lot more compound movements, or I just do a lot more volume on my compound movements. So triceps, I usually only do 2 exercises, 3 max. So at the end of the workout, I do triceps, and I do usually 2 exercises or 3 exercises, meaning 4 sets each. So 8 to 12 sets, and that's pretty much it. So sometimes I might not even do that and just do 4 sets of triceps, and just to kind of exhaust the muscle. But that's pretty much it.
Okay. So this one is from Walbro2.
Walbro2, what you got?
How tall are you? You look bigger than Christian, yet you weigh 10 to 15 pounds less than he does.
Okay, I'm 5'9". 5'9", guys. 5'9". 5'9". For you guys who keep asking me, 5'9", 5'10" on a good day. What was the second part?
How tall are you? And because you just look bigger than
Oh,
he does,
yeah,
yet you weigh less.
Yeah, I just weigh less. So right now I'm about 167 pounds right now. Usually when I step on stage, I'm 146 to 147 pounds. So 20 pounds over my stage weight right now. And it's all about illusion, guys. It's all about the angles. We all know this. When we take pictures, find the best lighting, the best angles to make you look the biggest. Christian and I are pretty similar in size. However, he just has a bigger chest. So, we're pretty much the same size. Just he's taller than me, so that's why I weigh less. Kind of. He's 6 feet. I'm 5'9", 3-inch difference. So.
Okay, so this one's from Toby Willows.
Toby Willows.
Any thoughts on tattoos? Would you get any?
She asked this question because she wanted me to say something about it. Now, I've wanted tattoos for a long time. I've always wanted like a sleeve, But, in bodybuilding, they kind of don't want you to do that because it kind of hides your striations. And on top of that, my girlfriend doesn't want me to. So I respect her. I love her. And so that's kind of why I'm not getting it, because she's like, oh, if you get it, I'm going to break up with you because it's so unattractive. So, I tend to not do that. But, but definitely, bodybuilding, they don't allow it. It's not that they don't allow it. It's just like, I'd rather have just a more natural body. So, natural.
Okay. Next question. It's from Dexterity92.
Dexterity92.
What is your favorite type of pho? And are you Vietnamese?
No, I'm not Vietnamese. I have a Vietnamese last name. Hoang is a Vietnamese last name, or Hoang. That's how they pronounce it. But my favorite type of pho is pho thai. So pho thai is pretty much just beef noodle soup with just flank steak, rare flank steak. It's just like rare, put on top of the noodles in the soup, and then just pour some more soup on there to make it cook inside the soup. Sounds kind of unsanitary, but it's freaking delicious. Oh my gosh. All right, so
So hungry.
are you halfway down the list?
Kind of.
We're going to put 7 more questions. 7 more questions.
Okay. So this one is from Jeff Kim.
Jeff Kim.
And it is, how did you afford your car?
Hard work, perseverance, and a loving family. You know, I've grown up to where my parents pretty much supported me throughout my whole entire life. But obviously, as I got older, you know, not that they cut me off, it's just like I wanted to take responsibility for my own self. So I do have payments, you know, but I don't have a family right now. You know, I don't have a wife. I'm not married. I don't have a ton of payments, you know, because children are expensive. So, you know, I'm young, and why not just enjoy life while you're able to, you know? So I went ahead and bought a car that I'm able to afford. Don't buy a car that you cannot afford, or don't buy a car that you only can afford the payments but not the maintenance. So pretty much, you know, enjoy life, look at your financials, learn how to save, and most of all, enjoy life. I go according to, if you make $10, you spend $6 and you save $4. When you're married, that's the opposite way around. So that's what I tend to live by. That's what my parents always taught me. Just to live life, enjoy life. And because why would you work so hard and not be able to enjoy it, guys? So.
Okay, this one's from MyKenny95.
So 6 more questions. MyKenny95.
Have you injured yourself before while working out? Do you think lifting belts is necessary?
Oh, 5 more questions. 5 more questions.
Okay, there's 2.
Well, not including this one, there's 5 more. So, I have injured myself back in 2013, January, before I started my contest prep. Oh, no, 2014. Before I started my contest prep, I was squatting 365 that day, and I was doing 4 sets of 5. And I got to my last set, and I was like, all right, I'm pumped. I'm going to get it. 5 sets of 5 or 4 sets of 5. I haven't hit this before. So it was on my last set, on my last rep. I hit 4 reps. And I was like, should I hit it? I'm feeling just a bit exhausted. Nobody's here. So I went for it, you know, because so does everybody else, you know. And you're young, you don't really listen to your body. You just go for it because your ego. But I hit the 5th rep, and then I came up, and I was like, boom. Something went wrong. But I hit the 365 for 4 sets of 5, but at a very high cost. Now I have to deal with my hips being misaligned, and my discs are like kind of, there's like 2 discs, kind of where my T3, T4 is, and they're kind of colliding. So when you have discs, usually there's some separation, but mine is, there's 2 discs where they're touching each other and just rubbing against each other. So I do have some lower back pain here and there. But, you know, you got to work around it. You got to recover. You got to do a lot of mobility. It's just a lot of work. So it's 2015. It's September, and I'm still not completely healed. So be careful, guys. Lift smart, you know, lift careful, and just learn how to program. Be patient. But in terms of weight belts, I do recommend that. I definitely do. But people are very misconstrued on how a weight belt really works. A weight belt is really used to, it does, you know, help support your core. It does protect your back just a tad bit, but it also helps you control your breathing. Learn how to breathe through your diaphragm and expand. Really just exhale as hard as you can and really just use your body to push, and as opposed to just being mental and say, oh, it just protects my back. That's not necessarily true. You don't need it. You'd be surprised how much you can actually lift without a lifting belt. So it's all mental at this point. Everyone's so like to the point where like, all right, if I have this cool belt, it's gonna make me lift more. But that's all mental, guys. So you don't really need it. And try it without it, guys. So you'd be pretty surprised on what you can actually accomplish without a lifting belt. So.
Okay. So next question is from Joseph Tellerico Fitness.
Four
and
more.
It says,
JT Fitness. I remember you, bro. JT Fitness.
Did you grow up here in Texas?
Yes. I was born in Houston. Where my H-Town people at? Houston. Best city in the world. I was born in Houston. Born and raised. Obviously, I'm very whitewashed, you can say. Not your typical Asian. But I love Houston. In my opinion, the best city for everything. Except the weather. Except the weather. If we had West Coast weather in Houston, it would be the best. Absolute best in all factors. So, okay. Next question. Three more.
Questions from Derek Iden. What's your daily routine like?
Very boring. Very boring. Monday through Friday is I wake up, drive my little brother to school. He's in 7th grade. Go to work, get off work, go to the gym, work out with Alphalite crew, obviously film. I get footage for you guys. I do record. And then, after maybe sometimes we go eat, or I go eat with my girlfriend, or I just go home to eat, and then go to sleep and repeat. Saturday and Sundays when I make my plans, enjoy my life, and just be loose. So sometimes we go out of town or do whatever the case may be, and just keep myself sane, I guess.
Okay. Next question is from Shannon2902. Are you employed in Alphalite?
Shannon2902, no, I am not employed at Alphalite. However, it is family. I do have my own thing. I do my own thing, and I choose not to be. It's because I'm too busy in itself. But, I do what I can to help out Alphalite and to help out Christian and Nikki and stuff like that. To pretty much help them build the empire, guys. It's like I said, it's not about the money. It's about what I can do to help inspire other people around the world, because they're helping me in so many ways possible, Without Christian's platform, people wouldn't know about Hoang Fit, I always talk about how appreciative I really am. And by the way, I don't have it on me, but Christian has given me a key to the warehouse, in reference to the whole entire team, really just saying, making the final decision, saying that, I deserve a key to a warehouse because I'm family, I can be trusted. And that's what it's about, guys. Building trust, building a family, building a legacy, and inspiring people around the world, guys. So, not employed.
Next question is from FarmKid82.
FarmKid82.
Do you work out with your girlfriend? Any tips for motivating, ideas for creating a workout plan that can incorporate both our needs?
Okay, when I started, I did work out with my girlfriend because for the entire year, pretty much just teaching her the basics on form, names of exercises, and everything like that, so that, she doesn't have to rely on me to work out. Nowadays, she's busy with her master's degree, her full-time job, and she does what she can, and she works out when she does have time. But when she graduates, though, she's going to get shredded. She's going to step on stage and compete in a bikini competition, because that is my freaking life goal. One of my goals in life. But I do work out with her occasionally. She comes to Alphalite now. She's family as well to everybody else. And work out with your significant other, because, you guys are together for a reason. You guys do things for a reason. And what better way to relieve stress at the same time and really just push each other to the absolute max than in the weight room, guys. So,
well, it can go either way, because you can be like, come on, keep going, push it, and they'll be like, stop yelling at me.
Yeah, so sometimes that happens too. And just be chivalrous. And I try to be when I can. Sometimes I'm not, but that's besides the point. yeah, make time for your significant other, especially in the gym. That'd be awesome, you know. Definitely support you, bro. So work out with your girl and make some gains with her, because that'd be awesome. Power couple.
Okay. So next
Last question. Last question
is from Team Fitness Connection.
Team Fitness Connection. Come on, man. I've had very bad experiences there.
What's your current weight?
Oh gosh, that's not a good question. 167. I've already answered that. Team Fitness Connection.
Okay,
all right, I'll do the last one.
That was literally the last question on here.
Okay.
Let's
go back. Let's go back up on the
list. Let's go back up.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Is things still recording? Yes.
Still recording.
Awesome, it is.
Okay, so Meekness PT.
Meekness PT.
How to cut down.
You have the absolute last question. How to cut down is really up to you. It's about experimentation. I really go based on just how much I feel like I'm eating per day. So like, let's say I have a client where she's never tracked macros in her entire life. She eats very inconsistent, because that's pretty much what everyday people do. They don't eat the same amount of food every day unless they track the macros. So what I will do usually is do a 2-week kind of like a test 2 weeks to really see how you're doing and how much macros you really do need, and to see how much weight you can lose. And so I go based off of that, you know, because there's no exact way to tell how fast or how slow your metabolism it really is. So give yourself 2 weeks to really play with some macros there. And if you're dropping too slow, then drop some calories. If you're gaining weight, then drop some calories. Or if you're dropping too fast, increase your calories. If you're dropping too slow, decrease your calories. So give yourself some time to really experiment, because you don't know, no one knows, you know, honestly. But that's how I cut down. That's how I start to cut down, and I try to stay away from cardio as much as possible. You know, every person's main goal when they're cutting is, besides getting shredded, is to maintain the most muscle mass possible, and obviously maintain the highest caloric intake as possible. So I stay away from cardio. I let my diet do the work. You know, I really, food is the ultimate indicator of everything. You know, cardio is a tool where it's supposed to help shape your weight loss. You know, people jump into cardio too fast, too soon. And so they do too much. And so your body is very adaptive. You know, once you start doing too much cardio at the end of your diet, what is it going to be like? It's going to be like way too much cardio. And at the end of your cut, you feel so small. You've lost so much muscle mass, and you just feel so weak because you're not doing it right, guys. So if you don't know how to track your macros, one, you know, do the test week. Stay away from cardio as much as possible. Let your diet do the work, and train hard. And that's it, guys. So that's actually going to conclude this Q&A. I want to thank my girlfriend for the wonderful questions, the selection of questions. And I want to thank you guys for watching. So another Q&A will be coming out obviously in the future. But this is pretty awesome, guys. I know we're just sitting here, not really moving around or anything like that, but you know, I'm not the best like technology guy. I don't really know all the like lighting and stuff like that, and so I want to keep it simple, you know, with everything. I don't need to do the most advanced video quality or most advanced angles, most advanced editing, because that's not what it's about, you know. Yes, I'm trying to be entertaining, obviously, you know, guys. But, you know, I want to provide the best knowledge and the best advice the best way I can without getting too technical with it, because everybody can learn how to edit. Everybody can do so many things. But it's about your advice, guys. It's about living your words. It's about living the life that you say, you tell people to live, guys. So, fitness is my life, guys. You know, when you come to me or you come to this channel, we're here to learn about fitness. We're here to work out. We're here to enjoy life. You know, we're here to appreciate life, you know, guys. And I'm not the best editor. I'm not the best at anything, you know, but I do what I can. And all I'm really trying to do, guys, is just inspire you guys. Is to get my message across the world. You know, hashtag change the world, hashtag HongFit, guys. So I'm here to stay. You know, so I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave more comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, and tell everybody about me, guys. So give me a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below if you enjoyed this Q&A. And to really, I guess, learn more about me, just leave more comments in the comment section below. And if I see them, I'll answer them, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for the amazing support. Again, I will be in LA this coming Wednesday. I don't know what day that is exactly.
I think it's the 31st.
30th. Nope.
30th?
September 30th all the way to October 4th. I will be in Southern California in the Santa Anita area. So I'm going to work out in the Gold's Gym in the Santa Anita Mall, guys. So leave a comment in the comment section below or comment on my Instagram if you want to meet up to hit a workout early in the morning and possibly meet us, or just meet me, I guess, because she's not going. But it just gives me a kind of like a better kind of understanding of where my fan base is, and like I want to meet you guys, you know, all this. I'm sitting behind a screen and you guys are sitting behind a screen, you're just watching my videos. But I want you guys to meet me in real life, because that's so cool, guys. It gives us connection, you know. It gives us a strong connection. I'm uploading my videos and you're watching my videos. It's as if you already know me, but I don't know you. So meet me at the Santa Anita Mall, October 1st.
30th. September 30th.
Well, September 30th, but I will be in LA, and by the time I get there, it's already really late. So October 1st is the first day I can meet you guys, and I'll see you all there if you're down to meet me. So hashtag HongFit on everything, guys, on Instagram, on all your progress photos, to really keep me updated in your everyday life and to help inspire other guys. And let's change the world, guys, one person at a time. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.